Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the webinar Preventing and Handling Sexual Violence Against Women, a forum topic for women for open discussion. I am Nurhanis Najiha, your moderator for today's discussion. We are excited to have each and every one of you here, and we hope this forum become a platform for engaging conversation and valuable insight. Our panelists today bring a wealth of knowledge and experience in preventing and handling sexual violence against women in their area. They are visionaries and thought leaders who have made significant contributions to their respective fields. Without further ado, let me introduce our distinguished panelists. Let us meet. The first panelist is Miss Siti Aisyah binti Muhammad Kamal, the Psychology Counselor Hospital Kuala Lumpur.
Hello everyone, good morning.
Our second panel, uh, Miss Siti Sarah binti Suhaimi, the Vice President of Women, Family and Community Development.
Good morning, everyone.
And the last one is Miss Ali Shahana binti Muhammad Azli, the President of All Women Action Society.
Hi everyone.
So each of them will share their unique insight, experiences, and perspective on our main topics today. As we dive into our discussions, let's remember the importance of respectful and constructive dialogue. We encourage active participation while being mindful of time constraints. Please take a moment to mute your microphone to minimize disruption during the sessions. So our agenda today includes two main sessions, which are the handling and preventing sexual violence against women. Let's take a quick look at what to expect throughout the event. Therefore, let's dig to our first question. Miss Aisha, may we know what are the causes of sexual violence against women and how can we address them?
Thank you, moderator. Hello and good morning, I bid to everyone. As a counselor, I understand the gravity of the issue of sexual violence against women and the need for open dialogue to address its root causes. Sexual violence is often rooted in the deep-seated issues of unequal power dynamics and gender-based disparities. The imbalance of power between genders contributes to an environment where individuals may feel entitled to exert control and dominance over others. Education plays a crucial role in dismantling harmful beliefs and attitudes, advocating for equality, ensure a more just society, and challenging ingrained norms contribute to the creation of a culture that respects and values the autonomy of all individuals, irrespective of their gender. By addressing the root cause of power imbalance and gender inequality, we can pave the way for a society that is more supportive, respectful, and ultimately less susceptible to the perpetration of sexual violence. Next, the pervasive issue of victim blaming and stigmatization significantly contributes to the perpetuation of sexual violence. Within societal norms, victims are often unfairly blamed, and this in turn creates a discouraging environment for survivors to report incidents. The culture of victim blaming places the burden on survivors rather than holding perpetrators accountable, fostering a climate where justice is elusive and survivors feel silenced. To counteract this, it is imperative to establish supportive environment that unequivocally reject victim blaming. This involves promoting empathy within communities, recognizing the courage it takes to come forward, and dismantling the harmful language and attitudes that contribute to stigmatization. By actively addressing victim blaming, we contribute to the creation of a compassionate society that stands in solidarity with survivors and actively works toward preventing sexual violence.
Wow, an insightful answer, Miss Aisha. Thank you for the answer. So let us move to another question. How can we advocate for improved reporting systems and ensure survivors receive fair and impartial investigations? May Miss Sarah give your opinions?
Thanks, Miss Moderator. We have all seen the headlines, heard the stories, and felt the gut wrenching reality. Sexual violence against women is a pervasive and devastating issue, but beyond the statistics and news reports, there is a human cost survivors who face immense trauma, struggle to find justice, and often navigate a system that feels anything but safe or supportive. So, The question is, what can we do? How can we advocate for meaningful change and ensure survivors to receive the fair and impartial support they deserve? In our collective pursuit to advocate for justice in preventing and handling sexual violence against women, a multi-faceted approach is crucial. Grassroots initiative can play a pivotal role, engaging local communities through campaigns that emphasize the importance of reporting such incidents. Also, education stands as the cornerstone, necessitating comprehensive training programs for law enforcement and legal professionals that prioritize a victim-centered and trauma-informed approach. It is also a good idea to create special teams to handle these cases, and survivors should be able to report anonymously if they want. Furthermore, working together with our communities and collecting data can help us understand and improve how we deal with these situations. It is crucial to make sure survivors get the support they need, like counseling and medical care, and also the legal assistance. Lastly, collaborating with media outlets for responsible reporting, challenging stereotypes, and raising public awareness is crucial. Through these collective efforts, we can become powerful advocates for justice, striving to create a society where survivors are supported, reporting systems are strengthened, and investigations are fair and impartial.
Thank you, Miss Sarah, for your brilliant answer. Next, I want to ask Miss Hannah, how can we create safer spaces and support systems for survivors to report and access resources without fear of judgment or reprisal? May you share your opinions?
Thank you, Ms. Moderator. So, I will continue the discussion about this important topic that requires our collective attention, creating safer spaces and support systems for survivors of sexual violence, harassment, and abuse. I often see survivors face immense challenges in reporting incidents and accessing essential resources due to fear of judgment or reprisal. It's crucial that we as a community come together to address this issue and build environments where survivors feel safe, heard, and supported. Therefore, some ideas that could help achieve this goal includes education and awareness. Educational programs can be implemented to raise awareness about consent, boundaries, and impact of trauma. Education can help dispel myths and misconceptions about sexual violence and encourage a supportive environment. Next, trauma-informed support is also important to achieve this goal. Expenditure on extensive training programs that educate and sensitize professionals and volunteers to trauma-informed care is essential. These programs give them the tools and insights they need to comprehend the complex and sometimes long-lasting effects of trauma, allowing them to offer compassionate, empathic, and nuanced support that is specifically tailored to the needs of survivors of sexual violence and abuse. Other than that, establishing a thorough infrastructure that guarantees the availability of counseling, medical care, legal support, and shelter provisions, all of which are thoughtfully planned to be culturally aware, accommodating, and sensitive to the complex and varied needs of victims of sexual violence, is imperative. Last but not least, creating and maintaining a committed and inclusive safe space that not only acknowledges but actively ensures the survivors feel unquestionably believed, validated in their experiences, and respected for their courage and resilience in a supportive environment is essential to fostering a culture that prioritizes empathy and empowerment for survivors of sexual violence, harassment, and abuse.
Okay, thank you, Miss Hannah, Miss Sarah, and Miss Aisha for sharing all your insightful opinions in handling the sexual violence against women. Without further ado, let's discuss about how to prevent sexual violence. Let's us begin with Miss Sarah. May we know what role can education play in preventing sexual violence, and how can comprehensive sex education be implemented effectively?
So, as the Vice President of Women and Community Development, I firmly believe education holds the key to unlocking a future free from sexual violence. Comprehensive sex education empowers individuals, dismantles harmful misconception, and fosters healthy relationships, all critical components in preventing this pervasive societal issue. To achieve this, I actively engage in policy discussions, urging policymakers and educational institutions to integrate age-appropriate evidence-based sex education into school curricula. Collaboration with NGOs and advocacy groups is essential as their expertise complements educational efforts and extend community outreach programs. Additionally, I prioritize teacher training, ensuring educators are equipped to deliver sensitive and inclusive sex education. Emphasizing the importance of consent education, I work towards tailoring curricula that address the unique needs of students and the community while promoting gender equality. Monitoring and evaluation mechanisms are implemented to assess program effectiveness and inform necessary updates, fostering an environment of continual improvement. By creating safe spaces within educational institutions and launching public awareness campaigns, we strive to debunk myths, challenge stereotypes, and contribute to the creation of a safer and healthier society. Through these initiatives, I aim to champion comprehensive sex education as a fundamental tool preventing sexual violence and fostering a culture of respect and understanding within our community.
Wow, I see. What a knowledgeable answer. Thank you, Miss Sarah, for answering the question. For the next questions, how can communities actively promote and normalize consent in interpersonal relationships? And what role can social media play in raising awareness and combating online harassment and cyberbullying? May Miss Hannah and Miss Aisha give your opinions?
In my opinion, creating a culture in which people in our community value mutual respect, effective communication, and understanding begins first and foremost with our concerted effort to assiduously integrate the notion of consent along with its tenets and practices into a variety of facets of our social fabric. This will create an atmosphere in which each and every interaction, relationship, and also transaction is supported by the recognition and application of unambiguous enthusiastic consent. Some actionable ways to actively promote and normalize consent is by putting in place through educational initiatives that emphasize the value of communication, boundaries, and consent in relationships at community centers, schools, and workshops. Let's begin these discussions with various age groups at an early age and maintain consistency. Media representation is also very crucial in normalizing consent in interpersonal relationships. We can encourage the media to show healthy relationships and stress the importance of consent in every encounter. Encourage narratives that demonstrate courteous dialogue and heartfelt consent, as well as strong role models. Next, the launch of a coordinated campaign to promote community-wide participation, which includes open talks, workshops, and forums, is a critical first step towards creating a climate that is favorable to productive discourse on consent. These platforms are priceless in that they not only enable people to share their personal stories, but also act as safe havens for debunking common misconception, revealing the complex nuance and layers that surround the concept of consent, and improving our understanding and dedication to respecting boundaries in relationships and interactions. By adopting these steps, we may actively encourage an interpersonal culture that values consent, understanding, and respect, thereby improving everyone's safety and inclusivity in our community.
As a counselor with a focus on promoting mental well-being, I'm eager to explore the role of social media in raising awareness and combating online harassment and cyberbullying. This issue affects many individuals, and I believe our collective insight can contribute to fostering a safer online environment. I think social media can be a powerful tool for spreading awareness. By sharing stories and statistics, we can educate users about the impact of online harassment and cyberbullying. Sharing personal stories can humanize the issue, making it relatable and emotionally resonant for users. Individuals who have experienced online harassment may find strength in sharing their narrative, fostering empathy and understanding among a wider audience. It helped break down the abstract nature of statistics, providing real-world context to the impact of cyberbullying. While stories are impactful, supplementing them with relevant statistics adds a layer of credibility and urgency to the cause, highlighting prevalence rates, demographic affected, and the psychological toll of online harassment can underscore the severity of the issue. Visual representation, such as infographic or data visualization, can make complex statistics more accessible and shareable on social media platforms. Other than that, social media can also serve as a platform for building supportive communities. Counseling resources and helplines can be shared widely. Social media platform can facilitate the creation of peer support networks where individuals share experiences, coping strategies, and offer mutual encouragement. These communities can counteract the isolating effect of cyberbullying and provide a sense of belonging. Designating certain spaces or groups within social media platform as safe and supportive environment fosters a sense of security. Users can freely express themselves, seek advice, and share resources without fear of judgment. Therefore, I believe social media can play a role as spreading awareness and a platform for building supportive communities in raising awareness and combating online harassment and cyberbullying.
Okay, thank you, Miss Aisha, Miss Sarah, and Miss Hannah. All of our panelists today' eloquent responses have elevated the quality of our discussion. Before we end our discussion today, may I know what are each of your goals for this forum and how can we contribute to making a lasting positive impact? Can we start with Miss Hannah?
Sure. Thank you, Miss Moderator. As a president of All Women's Action Society, I can share my hopes of the general objectives for treating and preventing sexual violence against women, as well as the methods that communities and people can help to have a long-lasting beneficial influence in this important field. The primary goal is to prevent instances of sexual violence by advocating legislative and policy changes that safeguard survivors, bolster anti-sexual violence legislation, and guarantee prompt and equitable justice for offenders. People can help by taking part in community discussions to raise awareness about essential legislative changes, supporting organizations working on policy improvements, and advocating for change. Challenging societal norms by addressing underlying societal attitudes and norms that perpetuate gender-based violence is also one of my hopes regarding this issue. Individuals can contribute by challenging harmful stereotypes, promoting gender equality, and fostering culture of respect, empathy, and accountability within their communities. By taking proactive steps such as educating oneself and others, supporting survivors, advocating for policy changes, challenging societal norms, and fostering empowered and supportive communities individuals, I believe it can contribute significantly to creating a safer and more equitable environment for all. Thank you.
My goal within this forum is to extend a compassionate and supportive space for individuals who have experienced or been affected by sexual violence. As a counselor, my strategy is to actively participate in discussion, offering not only emotional support but also practical guidance and coping strategies. I understand the profound impact of sexual violence on mental health, and my commitment is to share relevant mental health resources that can aid in the healing process. Additionally, I am to disseminate information about helplines, counseling services, and support groups, ensuring that individuals have access to professional assistance and a network of individuals who can empathize with their experiences. By engaging in this discussion and providing both emotional support and valuable resources, I hope to contribute to the well-being and resilience of those affected by sexual violence. Thank you.
In this gathering of hope and action, we come together not just as an individual parts, but as a strong group standing against the horror acts of violence towards women. As the Vice President of Women and Community Development, I view our platform like a waving tool where each idea or comment is like a piece of thread making a powerful message for change. Here, in the midst of shared stories and louder voices, we aim for goals that light up a future where such violence becomes a thing of the past. First, we speak out, creating a safe space for survivors to share their stories without fear of judgment. In this place, full of understandings, different voices are connect, breaking the untrue ideas that hide abuse. Together, We take apart the harmful stories that blame and quiet people, replacing them with threads of knowledge and understanding. Our hopes go beyond just talking. We are creating real support. We want reporting to be easy and caring, not fear. Legal and counseling efforts come together like threads, making a safety net for healing and justice. Partnerships grow like wildflowers, bringing together teachers, healthcare workers, and community leaders in a joint effort to make things happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Hannah, Miss Sarah, and Miss Aisha for stating your goals. Ladies and gentlemen, as we near the conclusion of this enlightening forum on handling and preventing sexual violence against women, I want to take a moment to reflect on the rich discussions we have had today. Our esteemed panelists have generously shared their expertise, providing us with valuable insight and diverse perspectives. From exploring unequal power dynamics and gender-based disparities to delving into spreading awareness, each contribution has played a pivotal role in broadening our understanding on handling and preventing sexual violence against women. On behalf of Webinar Preventing and Handling Sexual Violence Against Women, I extend our deepest gratitude to our exceptional panelists, our engaged audience, and everyone who has contributed to the success of this forum. Your commitment to intellectual exchange is what makes events like this so impactful. We look forward to future opportunities to convene and continue this journey of shared discovery. Until then, thank you all. Thank you all for your participation and have a wonderful day. Thank you again for joining our forum today. Bye.
Dua puluh satu minit.
Okay lah, selamat.
21.
Hmm.